You are, however, about to embark on a tour. So this is an evening with Roger Moore, and this is quite unique in a way because the shows will be very different every single night because it all depends on what questions you're going to be asked.
What questions I'm going to be asked and what I can remember. Whether I can think of any new lines.
So does it chart your life, Roger? Is that the idea, that it's sort of an autobiographical evening of moments and...
Yes, it starts from birth through childhood, through the army and my life after that as an actor. Well, as somebody who's got a card from Equity that says I'm an actor.
And because you will have people asking different questions depending on which moments of your life that they were most fond of, because there'll obviously be the sort of Saint fans that would be wanting to ask about that, and the fact I was just reading a bit about it this morning, and that nobody expected that when you did that for the very first time, nobody expected it to be such an international success that it was.
Which one?
The Saint.
Oh, The Saint.
Yeah.
Yes, Lou Grade had a partner in America who didn't believe that The Saint was network material.
Oh, my gosh.
And so we made it in black and white. And it was syndicated, and the figures that showed up in syndication were bigger than the network was getting, and so they said, let's make it in colour. I'm very, very happy to say that we managed to do it for about 7 years.
An extraordinary time of your life as well, to suddenly break onto the scene, but with an international, as Holly said, an international hit. How do you cope with suddenly being an actor, but then having this sort of stardom and this profile?
Well, I don't... you're not conscious that you're becoming star or have stardom. You just get a lot of letters and...
Yeah.
That's how it builds.
Send out a lot of pictures.
But also you had fans, not just of people watching the show, regular, normal people, but also who later became your friend, Frank Sinatra. Wasn't he a big fan of The Saint?
Well, Mia Farrow was working on the next stage. She just married Frank. She was working on the next stage at Elstree, and she was on my set, and she said, you know, Frank and I watch you every Sunday night in bed.
Amazing.
Mind boggled.
Cool. That is cool.
But then we became friends where the year that a friend of his had died in New York, and the same time another friend of mine had died, and he said, Frank said to me, I've got to get younger friends. And he then called me Kid, and I became a younger friend.
And then you're part of the Rat Pack in many ways. That's sort of the idea of you hanging out with Frank Sinatra. Look, I mean, these pictures of him and the people that went around him. It's just an amazing time, Roger.
Yeah, that was a wonderful evening for me because my head goes down in shame when I say the Friars Club made me Man of the Year.
Man of the Year?
And Greg Peck and Jimmy Stewart and Cary Grant all came and spoke about me. And it wasn't a roast, it was...
They were being generous.
Amazing.
Yeah, very nice.
And then, of course, I mean, then obviously 007 came up after that, and you the longest-running 007, 12 years that you played that role for.
I worked cheap.
No.
I should hope not.
No, you shouldn't have been. You were my 007, I have to say, always will be as well. And he's changed a lot, hasn't he? What do you think of the different sort of incantations of Bond that we've had over the years?
Well, in between each Bond, there are imitators. I'm not saying that Jason Bourne is an imitator, but there are films that are of the same genre. And the action became wilder, and so I think they started making Bond a little wilder. And along the way it became more serious. It wasn't so jokey, which is probably that was right for the times. I think today Daniel Craig is an extraordinary Bond. He really is so tough.
Very different tone to your Bond as well, of course, wasn't there? There's a real sort of a wry humour to the way you portrayed Bond, and Daniel Craig's is a lot more fierce.
Well, he's an actor.
Right. And you're not?
No.
I think you do suffer.
Do you think there's any downsides to playing Bond, Sir Roger? I only ask because it sort of ends up dominating an actor's life so heavily, doesn't it, if it goes well?
No, I don't think it's a downside. my wife, Christina, was very, very happy I did it. And she had never seen any of the Bonds. She'd actually just seen Dr. No
Right.
when she lived in Denmark. And the American ambassador screened Dr. No at the house, and she saw it. And so she has looked at all the repeats of me. Doesn't like me kissing all the girls.
No, I can imagine. I can
imagine you struggled
The
with that
girls
as well.
didn't like it either. Donald Trump.
So Roger, next year is your 90th birthday, if I may bring that up.
Are you going to send me a card?
Absolutely,
Oh, wow.
it's the least we could do.
Are you having a party?
Have you got any
Are you
plans?
celebrating?
I've made no plans. My wife gave me, I think, 8 parties for my 70th birthday.
Right.
So God knows how many I say God, yes.
Yes, that's all right.
So Lord knows. Oh, I said it again.
Yeah, you're all right. You're a knight
He
of the realm.
knows-
You can do what you
he
like.
knows how many birthday parties I get being 90.
Oh, well, we wish
They'll
you...
go until I'm 100.
We should hope so.
For more of the same, just click here.
I'm the hugest Bake Off fan ever since you know, years and years ago. I love Mary Berry deeply.
Do you bake?
I do bake.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
I
yeah.
understand why then.
So we sort of became quite obsessive about it, and it was our little emotional escapism.